I'm conscious that some of our audience will be those who are aspiring to come into the industry, and it's one of the main reasons why we have a variety of sectors sat here to bring about different perspectives. So just briefly, I want each of you to give a couple of pointers as to if you were trying to get into the industry, into marketing or into advertising, what would you do? What should you do? What could you do to come into the industry? So Isaac, if we could start with yourself.
Can you elaborate on the question a little bit more?
Of course. So for example, I'm a student, and I have an aspiration to go into marketing and advertising. What are some of the courses that I should take? What is some of the material that I should be reading? What are some of the individuals who are trailblazers within the industry, such as those who are sat here, who I should be following and looking at their activity?
Yeah. I come from a professional marketing, and I think that is where you should go. I did the same program as far back as I think I finished off in 2002.
Excellent.
Now, when I started it, I was actually going into university, and then I wrote my first exam. 6 months after starting the sim, I wrote my first couple of papers, and I did quite well. Then I compared the syllabus for the professional to that of the degree marketing.
Yes.
And I realized, look, you can't compare it.
It wasn't matching. Yeah.
So what I did was actually continue with the sim and then do accounting in the university.
Interesting.
Okay. And when I got to the third year in the university doing accounting, I was teaching all the marketing students marketing. You understand? The training you get from professional marketing is that strong. I'm quite surprised that over the recent period, it seems to have waned a little bit. You don't hear of the same, recruiters are not, but I can tell people straight away, look, you have to do the professional marketing.
The professional marketing route.
The rigor and the capture of the trends and all that is better in there. Then, of course, they need to look at content outside of Ghana.
Absolutely.
I had the opportunity to do a postgraduate program in the UK.
Yeah.
And in that short period, I had stints with different industries. And when I came back to Ghana, there was one thing I was gonna mention: customer loyalty schemes.
Yes.
Customer loyalty schemes go way back in the UK.
Absolutely.
Is it Oyster? Or
Oyster
cards.
Yeah.
How come today, 2018, you don't have a major loyalty card scheme, multi-party loyalty card scheme running?
Yes.
And it even looks like the future of marketing
in loyalty
schemes. Yes.
That's why we're here.
Because you see, the digital marketing thing would ultimately become like the traditional advertising. There will be clutter.
Yes.
And when a clutter comes, you need engagement.
Yes.
Now, if somebody is using the mobile at the point of sale to scan stuff and whatever, and the person gets redeemable points,
yes,
that is engagement right there.
Absolutely.
You understand? But the thing is, our market does not prime the young marketers to see some of these innovations and to see actual, it was great that Steve mentioned the getting the URL on the billboard.
On the billboard, yeah.
Why do we have so many static billboards when we can have video, digital?
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
In every impression, you can get a code out there that people can put input onto a mobile app or whatever and get redeemable points.
Yes, absolutely.
But we don't have that. So yes, they have to go to the YouTubes and get content, get to see what is happening in other markets, more developed markets. And of course, if we can have some of these sessions replicated, because I'm quite surprised that some of the innovations we're talking about.
Yes.
If we can have some of these things replicated and even put out there in the schools, I think this will go in a very long way.
Absolutely. Do we have any more comments from the panel on where they could encourage those up and coming? I believe Shirley had a point, and then
I agree with him about the professional course.
With Isaac, yes.
Now, almost every university is doing marketing, and I've been on a lot of interview panels, and they come and you don't know what they're learning actually when they come for interviews.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think that they should not focus too much on the academics.
Okay.
They should get more into the practicals, and they should try to understand every facet of the business. It shouldn't be just marketing, because then you become too myopic.
Yeah.
So you should. I think that one thing that really helped me in the marketing field is my finance background. And where I started from, whatever brand you are managing, you should know everything that goes into the brand.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
not even the P&L, the product itself.
Yeah.
The ingredients that go into it, the measurements that go into it.
Yeah.
Because when there's a problem in the market, Honorable Yawansaku will call you and ask you, how come your product is doing this on the market? And you should be able to tell that this and this and this was what went wrong.
Okay.
So from time to time, as a marketing person, you have to go to the production floor.
Yes,
Go
absolutely.
and see what is happening. From time to time, every week, at least once, you have to go to the production floor.
Okay.
But we don't see that happening now.
Okay.
Sometimes even the big organizations where there's marketing separate from sales, you see that the two of them cannot work together. Because
Interesting.
marketing is so focused on marketing.
Interesting.
You should be together. You should know everything.
Integrated.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I think
Just
that
a
is
very
one
quick
thing they should
addition.
do.
Yes.
You know, I was actually a lecturer
Yeah.
on a master's program. It was master's in market and social research
Yes.
in one of the universities. The university, after the first
Semester.
batch,
Batch. Right. Yeah.
you know, we were like, I give them the best, okay? But then the accreditation board comes back to the university and tells them that, look, now we want across board, not just for that particular program. We want you to have people who have PhDs.
Interesting.
They got me on there to teach application of market research. And that is why the students, you know, felt that they were getting, because they were not seeing, or they were not they got stuff that they were not getting from the other lecturers.
Yeah.
But with the professional programs, you can get practitioners to teach.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is the
Supervise
advantage.
your work.
Exactly, you supervise your work. So that is the advantage that the professional programs would always have over the academic. You're not getting the PhD guys who have not done any, you know, industry work, and that is where the gaps are.
Interesting. So, any final comments on what those who are aspiring into the industry can do to?
Let me just add to them. I mean, there's so much going on now. Like, for example, as I sit here now, there are two things going on. There's a group called Women in PR Ghana.
Okay.
There's an online conversation we're supposed to have at 3 o'clock. I'm not a lady, but they invite me, we'll get involved with them. There's something called PR Chat Africa, we do that at 6 o'clock. So we're always discussing various things, a bit like a round table like this. People need to start even just following some of these and following the conversation and getting inspiration from people, sharing case studies and all of it. One of the things we don't do in our part of the board is we don't record our case studies. So in a lot of the trainings that I do for CI, for example, you always find that the case study has to come from a video that was done somewhere. You don't have the Ghana or Africa equivalent. So you have to show the video and try and tell the story.
Extrapolate that and then try and relate it to the market.
Simply
Yes.
documenting it. What was the challenge?
What was the brief?
How did we decide to
Yes.
approach it?
Yeah.
How did we implement it? What were the results? Simple case study,
Okay.
summarized like that. And people need to follow some of these. Spend a lot of time on YouTube. I've been just watching Instra.
Yeah.
Instra, like me, gets over 200 emails a day. Half of them are just research people are sending. You might think it's just you're just getting junk, but to stay in our industry, and I'm just saying for people who are coming, you need to read more, subscribe to some of these, and keep reading, because like Shelley said, it keeps changing.
Okay. So final comments, Insha.
Final comment is going to come from my marketing lecturer, and he said that 1% is all you need.
Interesting.
1% of an extra hour, or 1% of extra effort, 1% of knowledge, 1% of more desire. That's all. So if you're looking to enter the industry, first of all, check that you have the passion, and that passion needs to be growing every day.
Absolutely.
Because the budgets will keep going down, but the returns expected will go up.
Absolutely.
And you've got to be passionate about something to be able to find a way around it, to be relevant in that space. So for me, 1% is all you need.
Excellent, and thank you for that final comment, Insha. So this brings us to the end of the discussion. It's been incredible to have some of these minds sat at the table from different parts of an industry and sectors in creative and digital and agency and market research, and just to get a real understanding of what their thoughts are on what the future of marketing and advertising are. This is a conversation, so you're more than welcome to write comments below and let us know what you think or where you see the future of marketing and advertising going. One thing that we know is that the market is ever changing, and those who want to stay on top are those who keep abreast of those changes, who understand where the trends are happening and who capitalize on those trends. Consumers and clients alike are dependent on individuals like us, industry professionals like us, to bring true advertising and marketing to them, ones that they will make them love and cherish those brands. So we thank you for your time, and we thank the panel as well for all your comments, and we look forward to hearing more engagement from you. Thank you.
Very glad that I was able to join this team for the roundtable. It's always good to meet people who are equally pushing this in the industry and have a roundtable discussion. I think we need to do more of this because our market needs more education, more understanding of what is new, and be able to push for it as we go on. Hopefully there'll be more coming up, and I look forward to being part of it.
Okay, well, I thought it was a fantastic session. You know, we all seem to have a consensus on what the future of marketing and advertising is. In terms of the value, I think this is something that we need to do a lot more. You know, we have all these young people in the universities and all that, and you don't get to hear stuff from, you know, practitioners. And I think if we can replicate this across industries, across, you know, various fields, it will be very, very useful for the young, you know, graduates coming up.
This was a really, really great discussion. I love the energy, I love the passion, I love the expertise. It's very rare to have people of this caliber in a room together talking about different aspects of digital, how the research connects to digital, how it connects to media, and so on and so forth. I think it was really, really beneficial. Honestly, in my opinion, if this is replicated more often, it would be of great benefit. Because apart from one individual that I've worked with, I had no idea before coming in that, you know, these branches existed, and now I've met people, and we've, you know, this is going to be a lot of synergies moving forward.
I think it was very enlightening. I mean, we discussed a lot of things that have been on my mind over the past few years, because I think that we need to put ourselves in a place where we are better able to compete globally. And I think that it's a session that should be done very regularly for the younger generation coming up to be able to have more insight on what they can do to improve their marketing skills.
Well, the discussion has been very enlightening. It's nice to talk to people who are knowledgeable in their fields. Lots to learn, lots to take away, and I think this is something that should be scaled up. A lot more people should be able to be fed with this knowledge. The key thing is to engender new thinking, and forums like this are exactly what's required to start the renaissance that we all crave for.